Welcome to the deep dive. Today, we're really getting into something fascinating, the Kinslow System.
That's right.
We've pulled together some really insightful sources about a technique called Quantum Entrainment, QE for short. And our mission, really, is to unpack the best bits for you. So get ready for a deep dive into some, well, pretty profound ideas, but also some surprisingly practical stuff for everyday life.
Yeah, things that promise a path to being, as the sources say, fully human.
Exactly, fully human.
And the person behind it all is Dr. Frank J. Kinslow. He discovered and developed QE.
Okay.
And our sources really highlight his background, which is quite varied. He's a chiropractic physician, deeply studied Eastern philosophies, and loves, apparently, relativity and quantum physics.
Wow, quite the mix.
It is. And what's really interesting is that QE didn't just come out of, thinking about it. It actually emerged from a serious personal crisis he went through.
Okay.
Which then led him to create this system that, well, has apparently helped tens of thousands worldwide now.
Quantum entrainment. It sounds pretty intense. How did the sources describe it in a simple way? What is it really?
Yeah, the name sounds technical, doesn't it? But it's often described as more like a friend than a technique.
A friend, okay.
Something that comes from within, from a place beyond the mind's usual chatter, where peace and harmony just abide. The core idea isn't about learning something new to do, but more like returning to our most primal essence.
A return.
Yeah, a realization that's somehow both mystical and mundane. It's about rediscovering who you already are, fundamentally.
So if it's rediscovery, is there a map? Does the Kinslow system give you a structure for this journey?
Oh, absolutely. The sources lay it out pretty clearly. They talk about two main arms of knowledge.
Two arms.
Yeah. First, there are the inner teachings. That's all about exploring your essence, things like pure awareness, you feeling, the gate technique we'll get into.
Right, the inner work.
Exactly. And then there's the outer action-oriented arm. This is where you apply it.
Apply it how?
Well, in loads of ways. Remote QE, emotional QE, there's even kids QE. And then applying it to, like, relationships, finances, even brushing your teeth, believe it or not.
Brushing your teeth? Seriously?
Seriously. We'll touch on that. It shows how pervasive it can be.
That's quite a range, inner exploration to outer action. But before we dig into the techniques, I'm curious about Dr. Kinslow's path. How did he actually get here? What was his journey like?
Well, it was pretty intense. Years of dedicated spiritual searching, meditating like 3.5 hours a day at one point.
Wow.
Studied transcendental meditation, TM, directly under Maharishi Mahesh Yogi.
All right.
He even mentions experiences with a disincarnate teacher called Siva, which gave him some early ideas.
Right.
But the really powerful part seems to be this 7-year period he describes as, well, painful.
Painful.
Yeah, where he had to let go of everything that didn't work, all the techniques, the searching, just letting it all fall away.
That sounds difficult.
Extremely, I imagine. But it was through that process, that deep letting go, that he eventually found the clarity of quantum entrainment.
So it sounds like, despite the, the big scientific sounding name, QE is actually presented as something really simple, like as natural as taking your next breath. Is that right?
That's exactly how the sources put it. A huge contrast to the name, suggesting anyone can access it.
Okay, this is where it gets really interesting for me. These two core ideas, pure awareness and you feeling. They seem central, right?
Yeah.
The bedrock of the whole system.
Absolutely fundamental.
Yeah. Can you unpack pure awareness first? What does that actually mean in this context?
Okay, pure awareness. The sources define it as the silent, eternal witness.
The witness.
Yeah, that part of you, the timeless you that's been there through everything, totally separate and unchanged.
Unchanged.
Think of it like a movie screen. All your thoughts, emotions, sensations.
Yeah.
That's the movie playing out. Pure awareness is the screen itself. Always there, unaffected by whatever movie is showing. The sources say the problem is we forget the screen exists, we get totally lost in the movie and think that's the only reality.
I see. So it's about remembering the screen, not just the movie.
Exactly. Remembering that fundamental background.
And this relates to something called the principle of rest and resurgence.
Yes, directly. It's a key principle. The idea is that real success, real dynamism in life, isn't just about doing. It's actually based on rest.
Rest. Like sleep?
Not exactly sleep, no. It's a different kind of rest. It means becoming consciously aware of pure awareness while you are awake.
Ah, okay. Aware while awake.
Yes. It's described as our deepest level of rest, something we can access even while we're thinking, acting, living.
So it's like bringing silence into activity.
Precisely. The sources say it adds the absolute silence of pure awareness to support the dynamic side of life. It creates this incredibly stable foundation for everything else.
That makes a lot of sense. Deep rest as a foundation.
Mm.
Okay. And building on that, there's this other key term, you feeling. Kind of a catchy name.
It is, isn't it? You feeling. It's described as a euphoric feeling.
Euphoric.
Yeah.
Like bliss.
Sort of, but maybe subtler. It's called the subtlest activity in the mind, and the really striking claim is that it's everywhere all the time.
Everywhere, all the time. So how do you find it then?
Well, this is the surprising part. The answer is supposedly incredibly simple. There's nowhere to go and nothing to do except become aware of it.
Just become aware.
Yeah, without trying, without effort. It's like, imagine a really quiet, high-quality appliance humming in the background. It's always on, but you only notice it when you stop focusing on all the louder noises.
Okay, so it's already here, just need to tune in, basically.
That's the idea. No effort needed to activate it, just a shift in attention.
And the sources make a pretty profound claim about you feeling, don't they? Something about desire.
They do. It's huge. They claim that you feeling will fulfill your deepest desire.
Fulfill your deepest desire.
Well, it's presented as the ultimate goal because experiencing it leads to the dissolution of desire as a motivating entity.
Dissolution of desire. So you stop wanting things.
Not exactly stop wanting, but it changes the dynamic. It satisfies the primal desire to feel whole. So instead of constantly chasing external things to feel complete.
You find completeness within.
Exactly. That seems to be the core insight. You find satisfaction in this internal state, this you feeling, which is already present. It allows for, as they put it, desiring without ego, breaking that constant desire, action, desire cycle.
Wow. Okay, that's a big shift in perspective. Pure awareness, you feeling, these sound powerful. But how do you, the listener, actually access this stuff? What are the practical tools?
You're at the practical side. And the sources really emphasize simplicity here. One basic exercise is called stopping your thoughts or finding nothing.
Finding nothing. Okay.
You just close your eyes, maybe ask yourself a simple question like, what will my next thought be? And then just wait expectantly.
And what happens?
You observe the nothing, the gap that naturally occurs between thoughts. That little space of silence, that's pure awareness. You just notice it.
So you don't force the thoughts away, you just notice the space.
Exactly. No forcing.
Okay. And building on that.
There's the 1-minute meditation. It's super practical. You just apply that stopping thoughts idea by asking a new question every, say, 15 seconds for a whole minute.
A minute. That's it?
Yep. Eyes open or closed. The sources suggest doing it off you throughout the day. Maybe even stick blank Post-it notes around to remind yourself.
Blank Post-its. I like that.
It shows you don't need, an hour on a cushion. You can weave these little moments of awareness into your day anywhere.
That makes it feel much more accessible. What else?
Then there's the gate technique. This one's designed to sort of deepen and broaden that experience or non-experience of pure awareness.
Okay, how does that work?
You sit quietly, eyes closed, find a simple word in your mind. Could be anything. And you just observe it. Gently.
Just watch the word.
Yeah. And when other thoughts pop up or you hear a noise, you just gently bring your attention back to the word. The key is the gap. The moment when the word kind of disappears for a bit.
The gap again. That's pure awareness.
That's it. And the sources stress consistency here. They say doing it twice a day quadruples effects.
Quadruples. Wow.
But also, and this is crucial, effortlessness. They really warn against impurities that creep in if you try too hard. It's not about concentration. It's gentle awareness.
That emphasis on effortlessness is really interesting.
Yeah.
We usually think we have to strive for peace or insight.
Right. And the sources constantly point out that trying is often the biggest hurdle. The pitfall is force of it, needing to do something.
Instead of just noticing what's already there.
Exactly. It's about allowing, not striving. That seems to be where the peace comes from in this system.
Okay, so we have these core ideas, these techniques.
Yeah.
How does this actually apply? You mentioned earlier, it covers almost everything. How can QE be used practically?
It really does seem to have a wide reach. Let's talk about healing and well-being first. There's a technique called QE triangulation, specifically for healing others.
Triangulation, how does that work?
Okay, so you'd have 2 contact points on the person you're helping. You become aware of both points simultaneously.
Both at once. Okay.
Then, while holding that awareness, you also become aware of your own feeling.
Bringing you feeling into it.
Yes. And the really interesting part, the person receiving QE does absolutely nothing. Their mind can just wander.
You do nothing.
Nothing. And you might observe physical signs like their breathing changing, muscles relaxing as their body sort of reorganizes.
Fascinating. But it's not a replacement for medical treatment.
Absolutely not. The sources are very clear. QE should always be performed in conjunction with, not instead of, qualified medical treatment. It's a complementary tool.
Got it. Important distinction. And you could do it on yourself, too.
Yeah.
And remotely.
Yes, exactly. There's self-QE. You don't even need to touch the painful spot. Like, if your back hurts, you could triangulate using points on your knee instead.
Really? On your knee for your back?
That's what they suggest.
Uh-huh.
And remote QE, for people far away, you can use a surrogate. Or just use your imagination, visualize the person, imagine the contact points.
Or air QE.
Or air QE, yeah. Physically mimicking the action as if they were there. The core principle is always connecting with you feeling effortlessly.
It really sounds like it empowers people to take a different approach to well-being. What about intentions or desires? How does QE handle that?
That brings us to QE intention. It's described as the effortless fulfillment of desire while aware of you feeling.
Effortless fulfillment.
Okay. The idea is that you feeling itself acts like the mastermind that organizes those forces for you. It's not about pushing or directing energy.
You don't send the intention out.
No, it's more like an effortless impulse. You become aware of a desire that's sort of already created while resting in you feeling.
Can you give an example?
Yeah, the sources use one about, say, having an issue with your mother-in-law.
Uh-oh. Okay.
You notice the emotion, the situation, and then from that place of you feeling, you just allow a solution to arise. Maybe the solution is she suddenly decides to move to Seattle.
Huh. Okay, I see. The solution arises from the state rather than you forcing it.
That seems to be the idea, letting the solution unfold naturally by resting in you feeling.
And this different approach extends to relationships too, right?
Profoundly. The sources talk about crafting relationships. They contrast typical relationships where the mind is often looking to gain something, leading to one-upmanship,
Yeah, that sounds familiar.
with relationships that are infused with QE awareness. It questions romantic love, calling it often conditional.
Conditional love.
And suggests QE awareness opens a path to universal love, one without fear or need. The idea is when you connect from that place of inner wholeness, your relationships shift. They become less about seeking, more about effortless, unconditional connection.
That's a powerful shift. Okay, what about those really mundane things you mentioned? Brushing teeth,
Yeah.
eating.
Yes. This is where you see how it can permeate everything. Brushing your teeth with QE, you just find your you feeling before you start and maintain awareness of it and the sensations while you brush.
So turning a routine into mindfulness.
Kind of, but specifically tuning into you feeling. It shows that inner harmony isn't just for meditation time. It can be part of any simple act. You're grounding yourself, being present, transforming the mundane.
Okay. And eating.
Similar idea. Doing QE for maybe 30 seconds before a meal is encouraged.
Why before?
The sources say it helps you eat slower, chew more, which aids digestion. Plus, because QE helps balance emotions like anxiety or anger.
Which could mess with digestion.
Exactly. It can help calm things down, maybe even ease symptoms like nausea or gas. It connects that inner calm directly to physical function.
And creativity. Does it help with that?
It does. The sources suggest ideas really emerge from pure awareness. So QE helps by fostering that quiet mind state where creative solutions can just pop up spontaneously.
Turning everyday moments into opportunities.
Yeah.
Okay, that brings up another question. What about bigger challenges? High-pressure situations, sports, emergencies.
Right. For improving athletic performance, the sources say self-aware athletes, those connected to this inner stillness, are more fluid and free-flowing. They get in the zone more easily and apparently get injured less.
Makes sense. Less tension.
Yeah. There's a really great story about a pro tennis player named Julian. He used QE for a knee injury.
Did it work?
It did, but it wasn't just the physical healing. He found this incredible peace and strength in his playing. Totally transformed his game, apparently. Became a European champion.
Wow. So it affected his mindset, too.
Hugely. And in emergency situations or trauma, QE is said to have a remarkable influence on rapid healing for acute things. Sprains, headaches, even shock or emotional confusion.
Really? That's significant.
It is. But again, the key is apply it quickly, keep applying it, but always alongside proper medical care. Never instead of...
Right. Always complimentary. What about travel stress?
Yes, QE can supposedly help with air sickness and driving. Instead of getting stressed in traffic, you find your you feeling. It can even help you find parking spaces, apparently.
Parking spaces. Okay, now you're talking.
And there's a really powerful story about a woman with severe agoraphobia.
Oh, wow.
She used QE and was eventually able to overcome it enough to travel all the way from Asia to attend a workshop. Shows how it can help dissolve really deep fears.
That's incredible. And you mentioned kids QE.
Mm-hmm. Kids QE. It's about guiding children to find their happy place, which is essentially their you feeling.
Yeah.
Simple awareness of their feelings.
And that helps them with.
Sleep issues, fears, being overtired, emotional balance. It gives them a simple tool for self-regulation early on.
That sounds incredibly valuable for kids. Okay, finally, the scope gets even wider. Environmental impact. Group peace.
Yeah, it's quite remarkable how broad it gets. The sources make this a pretty surprising claim about environmental impact.
What's the claim?
That our thoughts and emotions can actually affect the growth of plants and even the molecular structure of water.
Seriously, affect water molecules.
That's what they say. And that QE awareness can help neutralize the damage. You could touch the plant or water or just imagine it and use QE intention for purification.
That implies a really deep connection between us and the environment.
It definitely points toward that kind of interconnectedness.
And group peace. How does QE work with groups?
Well, the sources say doing QE together is always more fun and much more powerful.
More powerful? How so?
It leads to amplified results. They talk about an n-squared effect, meaning the benefit grows exponentially with more people. It creates this collective field of peace and builds strong friendships too.
So shared stillness amplifies the effect.
Seems to be the idea. They even outline a structure for group or world peace QE sessions. And they stress silent listening during the philosophy parts, so the knowledge sinks in best in that comfortable silence.
It suggests this inner shift isn't just solitary, it thrives in community.
Exactly.
Yeah.
It has both personal and collective dimensions.
Wow. It really is remarkable how broadly this system seems to apply, this whole deep dive into the Kinslow system.
Mm-hmm.
It really unpacks a profound, yet, like you said, surprisingly simple way to navigate life. Embracing that inner stillness, that awareness, it feels like a very direct path.
An intriguing path to being fully human, as we said at the start.
Yeah.
And maybe a good final thought to leave you with. This is directly from the source. This world, your world, is perfect just as it is. What you have begun will open you to that perfection. You will find it in the most remarkably ordinary places. The concentrated attention of a child learning to write. A blade of grass pushing through a crack in the sidewalk, a glint in the eye of an aged face. You will find it in yourself, waiting like a mother whose child has been too long away. This world comes out of you feeling. It is meant to be lived in and loved.
It's beautiful. A quiet invitation to just notice the perfection in the ordinary. So maybe the question for you listening is, how might these ideas shift your own day? Could finding that you feeling, that quiet background awareness, change how you handle challenges or relate to others, or maybe even how you brush your teeth tomorrow morning? We hope this deep dive gave you something new to consider about finding harmony right where you are.